Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Bronson Castillo. I'm an artist, engineer, producer, and a writer. And today we're going to be breaking down a song that I worked on called Protect You by the artist Chandler Broom. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So before we get into the breakdown of the song itself, I just want to give you a bit of a background on how the song was created. So this song was written by Chandler Broom, Mikey Linares, and myself, with those two being the ones that contributed to the majority of the lyrics. What my position was in the creation of this song was the production / engineering. And then Chandler also helped with the production side as well. But going back to March, it was very early March, I had the idea of making a song that was based around a sample. And you know, most producers, artists, and all that know when you use a sample in a song, you got to pay for that shit. We weren't about to do that. But what inspired me was a little song called Straight Up by this duo called They. Very talented group. I really think you guys should go check them out. But I had this song like in rotation on my playlist, and it just hit very different one day back in March. And so I'll give you like a little preview of the song. Yeah, so as you can hear, that song is based around a sample that I believe they used from somewhere else. I'm not sure where the origination of that sample is from, but yeah, no, really cool idea. And so I brought the idea to Mike and Chandler. I was like, yo, we should do that, and they were game, so we did it. So what started the song was we, had to make a sample. And it was about a 40-second to 1 minute long. And so, we just used like a little portion of it and we just kind of chopped it up. But this is what started the song. I'll play you a little snippet of it. So all we did there, honestly, was we just took that sample, and then I believe I added a flanger on it, a little bit of EQ to make it narrower on the frequency spectrum, and then I think I just did some like stereo imaging just to make it a bit narrow as well. But yeah, so that was pretty much what started the song. And then from there, everything just kind of flowed. So we'll get into the drums next. So this is what the kick drum sounds like. I'll play that for you now. Simple pattern, right? Very simple pattern. A lot of the time, like you need to just get the ideas out, and that was kind of where we were in this session. I'm usually one to like overthink production, and it's not always the best thing to do, especially when the juices are flowing. When the creative juices are flowing, you want to be able to get stuff out quick. And so that's kind of where I was like, I know this shit needs to hit. And so if you play that with the sample, like you can definitely feel what I'm talking about. Like it's very simple, but it bumps. Right? So the next thing I'll be showing you is the 808 pattern. This basically just follows the same pattern as the kick, and I'll play that for you now. And then with the kick, it just hits a bit more. Yeah, so that's pretty simple, like I said. And then the next thing that I'll play for you is the snare. I felt like it needed just a really like snappy snare, and I feel like the snare that I'm about to play you did just that. So this is what that sounds like. Simple stuff. And then I'm gonna play it with the kick. And then the hi-hats. Open hi-hat. Going back again, guys, that is simple, very simple. So after all those drums, I felt like the song needed just a bit more of something in the drums. And so at the time, I was very into the song Luther by Kendrick and SZA. Very dope song, very, very cool. And I like their use of percussion in the song. I believe he used like a 90s like cowbell sound, and then he also had like some other percussion like a conga or some bongos or something. So I felt like if I added that to this track, it would make it a lot more lively within like the drum groove. So let me just play for you what that sounds like. I'll add in the hats just so you can, keep up with the rhythm. And then with the kick. And then with all the drums, right? Really good groove. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. All right, so that pretty much completes the drums. There's just a few other things I guess you can consider drums, or what I would consider some drum ideas. We just have some sound effects here. So I'll play those for you now. Most of it is like risers and just like, I don't know what that's called. It's like the downers, I guess you could call them. But this is what this sounds like. Let me play it for you. Let me play that again just in case you missed it. Right. So that's just one of the sounds. We also got another one right here. This is more of like a riser and a fall, I guess. Really cool. So that one plays during the transition into the bridge. And then this other one, I believe it's the same thing as before, but just with like some flanger on it. Right, pretty dope, huh? But yeah, that's as far as the drums go. That is pretty much it. So now we're gonna get into the music side of it again, the musical instruments. So before I played you that sample that we made, right? So pay attention to that chord progression in there. Right? So we added just another layer of that chord progression with just some like simple roads. I think I put some more phalange on it or something like that. I really love modulation. So we did just that. And so this is what that sounds like. And just repeats. Really simple stuff, guys. So I have a little anecdote that I will tell you guys. So the day that we started this song, me and Mikey were walking into the room and Chandler was in the middle of getting down this chord progression idea. And this wasn't even going to be the song originally. Like Chan just wanted to get this out of the way so he can continue on with the session and just have that idea saved for later. And I really liked what he was doing, and I was like, bro, we got to use that for this song. And he's like, oh, really? Like, it's really just something I was going to do for later. I was like, bro, that's exactly what we need. Like, we need something like just soulful, something simple. You know, the key word today is simple. And yeah, so we ran with it. And that ended up becoming the main chord progression for the song. So it's really cool how like little ideas and stuff that you may not think are that important become what they, you know, become. But yeah, so I can play both of those together, actually, the keys and the sample. Here's what that sounds like. It's really emphasized. I'll just turn that up. Cool stuff, right? All right, so then next thing that we have that only plays in the hook is this little like synthly that we have. This is my favorite part of the whole entire production. It's just so sick. Like I remember when we were making this part, I felt like it needed something else in the hook. And I had like some ideas. I'm not much of a piano player, so I was just kind of like trying stuff out and just nothing was working. It wasn't sounding like how I had it in my head. So Chandler was like, oh, let me take a crack at it real quick. And I kind of told him what I was trying to do. And then this is what eventually became what the hook has. So I'll play the keys starting off just so you can get the rhythm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this is what all this sounds like together. Feels like I'm on just like flying. It feels like I'm just mid-air, just like, you know, doing whatever I'm doing, you know? So I really love that. I love absolute. I can't even describe it. So that's that. And then the next thing that we have is, as far as like musical instruments go, is this little synth / like string thing that comes in the second pre-hook. And the reason why I added this in the song, was because, like I said, I was obsessed with Luther, and just not even just Luther. I was really obsessed with the Lana Project by SZA. And in 30 for 30, they have this little section in SZA's verse where she's like, "That's me, passed out in a seat." On that part specifically, they add like this little eerie like synth string, and I felt like the pre-hook needed something like that the second time going around, because it's like, you know, songs have to evolve over time, at least in my opinion. So this is what this sounds like by itself. And then, of course, again, we have some modulation on it. But let me play that in context with the 808 so you can get an idea. You get what I'm trying to say, bro? So, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the musical instruments go. The next thing we're going to be getting into are the vocals. And I'll let you know right now, Chandler's voice gets me going, bro. Like, Chandler is such a talented fucking singer, bro. It's I remember the first time we met him, me and Mike actually met Chandler through another friend of ours, talented singer. Her name is Nova No Vice. I'll put her stuff somewhere in this video so you guys can go ahead and follow her. But super talented individual Nova is. And yeah, so she decided to bring Chandler over to one of our sessions that we were doing for her one day. And you know, the rest is history, bro. So what we got here are Chandler's vocals. So I'll go ahead and just play the beginning of the verse for you. So I'm just gonna play it dry, because one thing about me is I love breaking down just like the textures and layers to vocals, you know? So this is just the dry lead vocal. Let's hear it. Right, get ready to be serenaded, y'all.
You say you let me show you love in every way. You don't have to worry, it's safe. I know you're just scared to replay mistakes. It's all about the timing. You ain't even know it. I've had visions of this moment. You're the only one that I wanna be with.
All right. Not too much now. Not too much. He's gonna get y'all pregnant, bro. But yeah, so let me go ahead and play you the hook now. So here, I think this is it right here.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt. I will protect you. And oh,
the cool thing about that "oh" right there is when we were just creating the song, we were barely getting to the hook, and Chandler just started freestyling. The "oh" right there was from the very first take of the melody idea. Like, he just hit that "oh" so good, and then the rest of it was like the idea of the melody, but just a bunch of gibberish.
and oh, and baby, let you go.
But yeah, let's take a moment to appreciate that "oh."
Oh,
Crazy, fucking crazy, y'all. But yeah, so that's really cool. Oh, and then another really cool part in this is the right before the hook, there's a little section that says, "Calling my name, are you riding all night? Damn, that ain't right." So that "damn, that ain't right." One thing about me and Mike is we're always gonna have some type of pitch down or fomented vocal. And this was just another case of that, you know? Mike felt like we needed that in this song. And so that's exactly what we did, you know? Let me just play you a little bit of that.
calling my name while you ride him all night.
And it ended up being really cool. So, you know, we kept it in there. Let me see if there's anything else we can like check out while we're here.
I will protect you.
Right? I hope so. I really hope so. But yeah, that's kind of what just to give you a little sample of that. So then now we're gonna break down the effects that I use. I love effects, y'all. Like fire. So, oh, by the way, the reason why you see all these effects like spread out like this is because this session was originally done in Pro Tools, and I can't afford Pro Tools right now, so I had to bounce out all the stems and put them in Logic. And also, I don't know how to route OBS to Pro Tools. I've tried many times and it's just not working for me. So if you guys know a way to do that, let me know down in the comments or message me, whatever. Chat, let me know, you know? But yeah, so we're gonna be breaking down the effects that were used. So I feel like a big thing in pop music and just, you know, in popular music in general is some type of like having some type of doubler or chorusing effect going on. I really love the way modulation just sounds in general, so I always have to have it on my vocals regardless of the song. Of course, there's certain cases where I don't need it, but that's just kind of what this sounds like. So let me just show you what we got. So this is just the chorus effect by itself.
Oh, As many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way
You can kind of hear it like bouncing around the stereo field, right?
I will protect you.
So I'm gonna play that with the lead vocal. I'll play the lead vocal by itself and then add this in.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
Right. So the next thing is going to be the delay. This is a simple delay. I think it was an 1/8 delay, I want to say. But how I had this routed up was I had one aux that was just the regular delay, just right down the middle, all mono. And then I had another aux that was the same exact thing, but I just added some stereo imaging to it just so I can feel wider. So let me go ahead and play this delay by itself.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
Right. So let me play the dry lead vocal and I'll add in the delay.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
Right. Pretty sick. And then the last thing, we got some good old-fashioned reverb. I really love using Valhalla reverb. It's like one of the cheapest but best reverbs that I own myself, and I will stay true to that for as long as I can until there's another reverb out there that changes my mind. But I believe I used the plate reverb. I don't know which plate reverb exactly. I used a little bit of the Hall preset as well, and then chamber is a reverb that I really have been loving recently. So it's a mix of plate, Hall, and chamber from Valhalla Vintage Verb. Just add in that spaciness. So let me go ahead and I'll add these effects in one by one, just so you can get that feeling for it.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt. I will protect you.
Right, so fire. All right, and then the last thing as far as the effects go is going to be, since we're in this section already, I'll play this. We have some just reverb little vocal effects, just like I guess you call them reverb throws, or just I call them reverb blasts. Sometimes it just depends on what comes to mind first, but I just have it on the O, go, and run, just those 3 words throughout the hook. So I'll play you that for right now. So let me play you all of this without those bursts, and then I'll play it with the burst, just so you can get the effect.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
So it sounds good, but with this, so when that hook hits, it just, explodes.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
And then the last thing on this reverb channel that I have here is a reverse reverb going into the damn that ain't right. So this is what it sounds like by itself. Right, and then with that vocal, it sounds like this.
Calling my name while you ride him all night. Oh.
Right. All right, so that's pretty much it. And then as the song evolves, I think on the second hook, I added delay throw on those 3 words, the O, the go, and the run. And I can play that for you now just so you can get an idea. Just by itself. So exposing Chandler a bit right there. I don't think those had the auto-tune to where everything else was. I think those are a little bit like less retuned. But yeah, that's what this sounds like. I'll just play the lead vocal with the reverb blast and then the echo blast as well.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt.
But yeah, that's how it sounds in context. I think there's one more little reverb thing right here. Let me see what this is. So this is the hook right here. So this is what this sounds like in context.
I will protect you. Oh, I will protect.
And then it looks like we have another one right here. Let me see. Oh, just to kind of give that effect, yeah.
Will protect you in all, as many places as you go.
Really cool stuff right there. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the lead vocal. Sorry, I'm on a time crunch. I have to do something right after this, so I apologize for speeding through this. But all right, cool. So With the background vocals here, it looks like we got a couple things going on. I have some vocals in the background vocals, so you're gonna hear me kind of do my shit for a sec. But yeah, so we'll break it down. We'll break it down section by section. So for the first one is this vocal that we have that plays in the very beginning of the song. I'll play that for you now. So funny thing about that, I just heard that there's one vocal in there that is kind of like out of tune, but it sounds good in the mix, so I didn't even notice that until now. But like I said, again, modulation always, so we put hella modulation. I think on the background vocals specifically, they all have some type of modulation going on. So yeah, that's kind of what that sounds like. And the cool thing about this part is when we were working on the hook, there was like a section where there was nothing after the hook. And Chandler just kind of started freestyling, and he said that he did that little run right there. It was like a bit longer, but I cut it up just to make it fit within the intro. But one thing about me is I'm always going to be recording. I always have quick punch enabled, so just in case the artist does something or someone does something, I have it ready, and we have that just in case it, you know, turns out to be something good. So that's kind of what that situation was there. And then the next thing we have are some background vocals. Let's see what these sounds like. Mistakes. All right, so that's me right there. Let's play that again. Replay mistakes. If you're gonna be working with me, we're always gonna add some type of falsetto in the song, so that's kind of what that is right there. And then I believe the next thing is Chandler. Let's see. Time in. Right. Next thing. Be with. What's this right here? Be with. Yeah. Oh, okay, so another story, guys. So the cool thing about that is, like I said, I'm always going to be recording no matter what, just in case we get something good. And that was a reaction to how that section of the song sounded. Chandler was right next to me, and he was just listening. And when those harmonies were playing right there, he was like, yeah. And I thought that was really cool, very wholesome. So I ended up just taking that from that take that I was recording from, and we just put that in there. So, guys, just once again, always record. You never know what you're going to get out of that, because sometimes the best ideas happen when you're not trying to be serious. And yeah, that's just, living proof of that right there. So the next thing we have here are some other background vocals. I'ma be with. Just some harmonies. Gotta keep it real. I wanna be for real. Oh, so a mix of me and Chandler. So let's break that down. We got this. Wanna be for real. Right. And then we got Chandler. Wanna be for real. Try to guess which one's me and which one's Chandler, right? Yeah, so next thing. Shooting na. That was funny. I remember I was telling Chandler we gotta do some type of hip hop or Migo ad libs in this, and that was kind of the result of that. Shooting na. Let me hear it. Which part was that? So don't mind the heavy shell. Low-key undercover while you. I see. All right, and then I think this is another vocal of mine. Why I'm in my feels. And then we have Chandler doing a ah-ooh. Oh, why? Right. I believe right here is the hook ad lib right here. No more hurting. Awesome. Fire, awesome. And then right here, going back to the hip hop ad libs. Let's see how these sound real quick. Hey. Swing by, know the baby. Hey. Feelings at the door. Real nigga she want. She be on my phone. That was fun. I remember doing those. We actually, funny enough, so for this section, Chandler, like I said, I was recording again. We were just listening to this second verse and just trying to see what else we could add. And Chandler was just sitting at the computer, just doing stuff, just making noises. And I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. Kind of adds some depth to the song. We don't, instead of going up to the mic and getting some perfect sounding ad libs, I was like, what if we just stood back from the mic, just stand where the computer is, because it's the way it was set up was the computer's right here and the mic was all the way back there behind me, so I was like, okay, let's just do that. And so we did that. And then for this part right here, he was just doubling the She be on my phone. Dun, 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 dun. And then we were like, what if we just added some harmonies? Like for every line that comes, there's like a new harmony on top of it. So that's what we did. Let me play that again for you.
Feelings at the door.
And put up another morning on the
Real nigga she want.
ain't the type to switch up on him. That's why.
She be on my phone.
And you can kind of hear them pan from ear to ear. Like the first one's right here, the second harmony comes in here, and then the third harmony comes right there. And so, yeah, really cool stuff, right? Perfect, perfect. All right, and then this is the hook right there. I already know, looking by the waveforms. I believe this is a new ad-lib that comes in on the second hook.
Never feel the way you feel.
Beautiful. Once again, eargasm. I don't know if you heard that, but if you listen closely, like in this section, you can hear me clicking something.
Never feel the way you feel.
I love that. I love hearing little things like that, like the little imperfections. I try to be as perfect as I can when it comes to editing, but sometimes shit happens and you just gotta roll with it. All right, so now we are in the bridge section. Very excited for this section. This was really cool. So one thing that I really love about like older music is the fact that they have bridges. They have like the verse, chorus, bridge, and then that final hook just hits even harder after that bridge. And so the third day, we worked on this song for 3 days, and the third day was the final day. Of course, I just said that. And that day was the day that I was like, we should add a bridge to the song. And we sat there for like at least 2 hours just coming up with an idea. And I already kind of had this idea in my head, like kind of a call and response kind of thing going on. So this is kind of what that is. So I'll play you the main I will protect you. And the cool thing about this is every 2 I will protect yous, a new layer of vocals comes in. So it starts off with just the regular voice, and then it's like I will protect you, and then the last one is the I will protect you. And so this is what that sounds like.
I will protect you. I will protect you. I will protect you. I will protect you.
Low one, here it comes.
I will protect you. I will protect you. I will protect you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then, so like I said, I bounced out these stems. And so during that bridge part, we have like another layer of just like those types of vocals going on. Like we were trying to get on our Beyonce shit. And so there were just so many layers to that. I did not want to go one by one and just bounce them out. So I just condensed them all together. But you will be able to hear them a lot clearer than they are in the song, because it's more of like you want to like feel these more than hear them. And so this is that opportunity to kind of get to hear them. So I'll play that for you now. So that's a mix of Chandler, me, and Mike all in there. You could barely hear Mike. One thing I always say to Mike is that he sings so low during recording sessions. Like when he's recording a vocal, he's like, and you'll hear me in the background like, Mike, sing fucking louder, bro. So he's in there. Trust that Mikey's in there, but he always sings so low, bro. It's hilarious. But that's just the kind of vocal style he does. He's giving Billie Eilish. I love it. But yeah, so then a couple last things. I think we got some more ad-libs that come in the hook. Let me see. So this right here, of course, is the no my heart it. And yeah, so that's what that is. I'm not gonna play that again, but it looks like we got some new additions here. Beautiful. And then
never feel the way you feel.
Beautiful, guys. So yeah, that concludes the background vocals, and that pretty much concludes the song. So yeah. All right, so one thing I love is when people play like alternate mixes of the songs. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play the hook for you with just the drums and the vocals, because I love it. So we're just gonna play it.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt. No more hurting. I will protect you. And oh, as many places as you run to, you'll
fun. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the hi-hats, the percussion, and just the music, and give you like a broken down version of the hook again. So that's what that sounds like.
Oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt. No more hurting. I will protect you. And oh, as many places as you run to, you'll never feel the way you felt. No more hurting. I will protect you.
Very, very, very fire. So now that we're here, let me just go ahead and play the bridge real quick. Just the acapella, bro.
I will protect you. I will protect. I will protect you. 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 And oh, as many places as you go to, you'll never feel the way you felt. No more hurting. I will protect you. And oh, as many places as you run to, you'll never feel the way you felt. No more hurting. I will protect you.
And the thing about that, guys, is Chandler did this whole song in one take. No, just playing, he didn't. But yeah, just fire. I love this song. I have periods of time where like I'll really doubt myself as like a creative, and everybody does, you know. That's just kind of what comes with any career that you choose. You have doubts, and this is one of those songs where like it revived my spirits again and made me remember why I do this, because of shit like this. So this song is very special to me, and you know, I'm very grateful that I get to work with people like Chandler and Mike, and you know, the other people that are involved on the project. And yeah, guys, not to get all sentimental for a sec, like, but yeah, this song is really special to me, and I'm glad that it's finally out. The other stuff that's coming out soon, I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. We just had a really great time making this project, and yeah, I'm excited. But I had a lot of fun doing this, man. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to say. That's the end of this little breakdown. Protect You by Chandler Broom is out now. We got more stuff on the way. Make sure to, you know, keep your notifications on, because we got other stuff coming really soon. And yeah, guys, my name is Bronson once again. I just broke down Protect You by Chandler Broom, and I hope to see you guys on the next couple of breakdowns that I do. See ya.